It is Monday. We actually have the day off of school today, so I'm going for coffee with a good friend, and we're gonna hang out and go to a little coffee shop called Sycamore. So I'm excited about that. It snowed last night too, so it's been really fun. I made coffee, or not coffee. I made hot chocolate for all my roommates last night with like my family's recipes, so that was super fun. Yeah, it's just been a really weird weekend, so sorry for not vlogging as much. I mean, I'm trying to keep the time down a little bit because I know these will be weekly videos, so it's a lot if I talk for more than a couple minutes. It ends up being, a long time. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Funny story, so last night I finally got my voicemail set up on my phone. Apparently I'd never done that, but apparently I had a voicemail from Wilmington Police Department. So back home, the guy that I was dating last September and the past year before that had applied for the police academy, and so I was put down as a reference because we were dating at the time he applied. So now I get to go talk about how great he was now that we're not dating anymore. That's great. It's gonna be really interesting. I will call them back and be like, yo, he was fine. I'll talk about good things with him. I don't have any reason not to want him to succeed in life, So I'll do what I can to contribute to that, I guess. So it was just a very fun, unexpected voicemail at the evening time. Just police department, hey, we're here to talk to you about Jacob McDonald. He applied to go to work here, and I'm like, okay, cool. So, we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be a really weird phone call. Like, hi, what's up? I don't know what to say about this guy, so. But, no reason not to say anything nice, so. Today, I'm proud of myself for not working on stuff past 9 p.m. I do have a paper to write, but it's not really due till tomorrow, so I'm getting up a little extra early tomorrow, but I'm keeping with my, personal rest time of not being on computers working after 9 p.m. As you can see, I'm kind of a little bit dead right now. I'm a little tired, but I'll be getting back into it tomorrow, so I'm going to go to bed pretty much right away. So, catch you guys later.
Thank you guys. As someone who totally struggles with that, if you're feeling like there's a bit of a lull in your creativity, maybe do something else to mix it up and, do something in nature or spend some time alone.
So it's around 10 p.m. on Friday night. We just watched Newsies with me and a bunch of people from school. It's a really weird time of life to be in. Literally while we're watching it, people are updating their LinkedIn profiles to try and get better jobs. And I'm rooting for them too. I really hope that they get the jobs that they're after. I'm not trying to take away from the moments that I'm in though. Sorry, I'm sounding a little stressed. I am. I haven't been sleeping amazing just because it's a very stressful time of life. I think the impending graduation is both a blessing and a curse. And while it's a wonderful thing to be liberated from the pressure and expectations of being a student, it is the only world that we've known up to this point. So it feels like a strange foreign dream and also something of a curse to be suddenly removed from this position of preference, because being a student is a privileged position and you can really
not necessarily get away with a lot, but there's a lot that's given to you because they know that you aren't sure who you are yet, right? They're trying to get you to buy things and use things, and it's kind of like, kind of the world's your oyster. Like, you're everyone's favorite because you're the student. But I'm about to lose a lot of that privilege, that privileged role. I get to be pretty much no one, and that's scary. I think it brings with it a lot of weight. And so I think while I'm recording this, I really just wanted to say, I really hope everything's okay in the end, I really hope that everybody in my class gets the jobs that they want, the jobs that are good for them. And I really hope that, all of us find a life that we're content with, and we're able to exist as ourselves and give it 100%. Because right now it feels very much like an empty promise, It feels like a promise of, like, you're gonna get this job, but it feels very much like it's not a guarantee. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but it feels almost like this thing that I always was expecting would be almost effortless, just like, not that going to school has been effortless, but the transition's expected, right? At this point, the transition's always been expected, and from now on it's going to be a whole lot of unpredictable, and a whole lot of doing what I actually want to do, and being able to say, this is what I believe, I'm going to step into this, as far as, like, finding companies that are, more sustainability minded than a lot of other companies, or the kind of friends that I want to be surrounded by. I won't have such easy access to these things, and I won't be able to do, to some extent what I want to do. I'll be forced back under, not necessarily in a weird way, but kind of the rule of survival, rule of earning money to earn money and make things happen. I don't know. There's no clear answer. I just hope it works out. I really hope it works out, and that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I want future me to come back and say, it's okay. Everything you're worried about, it's nothing. It's all gonna be okay in the end. Hello, back again. It is Saturday night, later than I was planning on going to bed, but I had this video, series on my mind, because I was like, haven't really recorded a ton this week, it feels like. Also, I'm sorry for the washing machine in the background, I'm sure that's a little distracting. I haven't recorded a whole lot this week, and it has been a pretty full one. Honestly, I couldn't tell you exactly what happened because it was very, very fast-paced as far as just constant studying, constantly researching things, working out a lot. I did quite a decent amount of running training. I recorded a couple podcasts this week, and just trying to survive with all the stuff going on with friends, family, other things, just trying to keep my head afloat, honestly. Kind of been hard to record a lot of stuff on top of that, unsurprisingly. This is why we're moving down to weekly, I feel kind of sad lately, I think, especially with this season of life coming to something of a close and being forced to confront, hey, how did you spend this time? How have you spent the last 22 years of your life, and how are you going to spend the next, 60, if you get that much? At least, a few years. How are you going to spend this time, and who do you want next to you? Who do you want in your corner? Where do you want to spend it? What kind of work do you want to do? Just a lot of questions that are going to take time to answer, and they're going to take, some seasons to think through and really put prayer and consideration into. I've done a lot of research today, getting my thoughts organized on my capstone stuff. I was gonna go work out or something. So I got up at 6, and I actually worked on capstone stuff and projects and LinkedIn profiles and LinkedIn articles all the way until probably 6 or 7 p.m. Actually, scratch that. I took a short break around 6 or 7 p.m. and then I worked on stuff until probably like 8:45, 8:30. So from 6 a.m. till around 8:30. Pretty full day, I think. That's 14 hours minus probably an hour for lunch. I didn't take many breaks at all. Hi, Rachel. I'm recording a vlog.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, talking to myself.
Drying my stuff.
You're fine. I just wanted you to know I'm just talking to myself intentionally, not on accident. So I spent a lot of time this morning and today researching, putting together my mind maps. I did so much work on my LinkedIn profile too. It's honestly ridiculous how particular stuff is on there. I don't know. It looks alright now. It looks alright. Really, I have to put together some more portfolio stuff, and after that, it's going to be in pretty good shape for more and more job applications in these coming months. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of stressful. I think even now, like, I really want to be one of those people that's like super proud of rejection, super proud of all the things that I'm sending out and the failures that I'm accumulating. But right now, I really haven't built that mindset. I really don't have this kind of, I guess, just, hey, I failed and I'm moving forward kind of mindset yet. I want to have it and I'm working towards it, and it's something that I'm like, hey, let me really build in this. I know it's something that I need to have, but it's still not easy, and it's still really, really hard. I think I've sent out a few messages about my capstone to a couple people that I would have like really, really good conversations with, you know, and just nothing. Just nothing. It's kind of a bummer because, like, you know, I know I've myself ignored messages and stuff from people when I didn't feel like it was going to serve me. But it's still hard taking that and being like, all right, here's what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't going through kind of a rough time in general. But I know it's just the bittersweet season of life that I'm in right now. Everything feels immensely, immensely transient. And of course, because I'm facing more rejection on a larger scale than I ever have before, I'm feeling much more self-doubt than I ever have before. But it's just part of life. Like, it's just part of the time we're in right now. There's no way for me to kind of surpass that, completely ignore it. And I don't really think I should. I think I should learn from it, lean into it. As easy as it would be to just kind of pretend it's not happening, I think it's important to experience it and lean into it and face it with courage and say, all right, let's be honest, this is going to be really hard. And this is probably going to be one of the scariest seasons that where like my own decisions have real repercussions ever. Easily ever. I know I have a lot of advantages, and I'm so thankful for all those things that are in my corner, but that doesn't make this season less, I guess, intense is probably an easy way to put it. It's going to be a very growing season, a very changing season, but along with that always comes the difficulty. You can't really have growth without pain, I don't think, realistically. It's just that right now that happens to be in a emotional level, on a rejection level, on a that level. That's where the conflict is. That's where the friction is. And I know in the end it'll be okay. It always is. But for now, I just need to, sleep. I put together all my mind maps today too. I was really proud of that. It's a very big mind map. And I also did a decent bit of research on like potential job opportunities. I don't know. I'm just trying out stuff. I'm just experimenting. I reached out to some people with like, I think it's called the 80,000 hours or something like that. It's like a company that talks about using your time as a job to make the biggest positive impact possible. I reached out to them to ask for some career advice, and hopefully we'll see if that's something that can be helpful. I don't know. It's just been interesting. I don't know how I feel about the whole effective altruism movement. I think that while it can be good to focus on making the biggest impact possible, I think that can really lose sight of, I guess, the point of doing good, and what good even means. Like, making a big difference isn't the same as making like a positive impact. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of things that are good about what they're doing, but it just feels strange to me sometimes. Like, it feels weird and it feels a little off. And I don't know, maybe that's just like, alright, what are they basing their ethics on? Because science has ethics, I guess. Obviously you want to do good for people, but, who gets to decide that? Who gets to define it? And what does it mean in that sense? Where, like, if you go for, like, a Christian organization or somewhere that's, like, got some more religious or spiritual affiliations, the context of good and evil make a lot more sense in that case. At any rate, their work is interesting, and I think that it's still something you can learn a great deal from, but it gets really difficult when you base your self-worth in anything that you do physically or anything that you're contributing. It also gets weird when you start just measuring, and measuring is the goal, and measuring as the metric is what makes your value worth doing. I don't love that. I think it's a little bit forced and a little bit strange. If I'm only doing something good so that I can brag about it to my friends, that's kind of lame. It's kind of lame, and I don't want to get too hung up on that. Now, I do want to live intentionally, and I will say their stuff is really good for thinking through where you want to go, but I would definitely say find things that you're good at and you care about, because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to make stick, and that's what's going to make the biggest impact that you can contribute, is what you uniquely have to offer. So I'm going to call it a night there, and that makes the end of this week, which I guess is week 8 now. I'm not really sure. I should probably check that at some point. Honestly, guys, the fitness days haven't been easy to track because, again, I was out of town for 2 weeks, and some of the days, like, I just logged like the bare minimum and forgot to push save. So it's like I'm doing it, but it's like not super consistent, and I do want to be better with that, but it's hard when I'm doing multiple different kinds of training at once, which nobody's asking for. So it's like, alright, there's days where I'm running instead of doing weightlifting. I'm still doing a lot, but anyway, this coming week is going to be fun. I have a concert, so Courtney Barnett concert, and then in a month I get to run my 10K. So I've not been training enough for it, but it's okay. We get to start as soon as possible, I guess. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next vlog, which I guess will be in a week. So I'll see you then.